Cardiothoracic surgeon Stephen Gundry says he's solved the weight loss mystery.
You really have changed the way I think about what I eat.
Best book I've seen on diet ever.
You did all this research. You were 70 pounds heavier. What did you change? What did you stop eating and what did you start eating?
So I used to be 70 pounds overweight, and I was running 30 miles a week. I was going to the gym 1 hour every day and eating a healthy, low-fat vegetarian diet. And no matter what I did, I couldn't lose weight.
Then Dr. Gundry discovered a remarkable scientific breakthrough that changed everything.
I attribute almost all of my weight loss to the addition of one thing that I did to my diet.
We live in the most advanced era in human history, right? There have never been more medical breakthroughs than there are right now. So tell me one thing. Why is the health of the average American plummeting? Why are digestive issues like bloating, cramps, and constipation at the highest levels ever recorded? Why do so many of us struggle with fatigue and low mood? Why are 66% of Americans overweight, diabetic, or pre-diabetic? And why is that number skyrocketing every day, with projections that in 10 years a staggering 85% of all Americans will be overweight or obese? Because modern medicine profits from sickness, not health. And in my opinion, their worst fear is that you learn the true cause of what ails you and that you solve it once and for all. That's why I made this video. My name is Dr. Stephen Gundry, and for much of my adult life, I was overweight. My knees and bones ached, and I was tired all the time. This was despite being a world-renowned cardiothoracic surgeon and living the perfect healthy lifestyle most of my fellow doctors recommended. I rarely ate fast food. I consumed low-fat dairy and whole grains. I ran 30 miles a week and worked out at the gym daily. Despite all this, I was 70 pounds overweight, had high blood pressure, migraine headaches, arthritis, high cholesterol, and insulin resistance. I wore braces on my knees because they hurt so much. That was then. Today I'm proud to say I'm not only thin and healthy, I'm actually happy because I finally feel clean and healthy on the inside. I'm turning 70 this year, and people often assume I'm 10 years younger than I am. Best of all, I've now helped tens of thousands of people achieve the same results, including people of every age, many of whom were in really bad shape and thought they could never get healthy. To accomplish this yourself, you do not need to visit a doctor. You do not need to have an expensive surgery. You do not need to do crazy workouts. And you don't have to starve yourself. What you do need to do is change just one aspect of your health. And if you do it, I can practically guarantee your health and life will change in a matter of weeks or even days. What's the one thing you need to change? Your gut. Again, my name is Dr. Stephen Gundry, and I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon and celebrated nutritionist living in Palm Springs and Santa Barbara, California. I graduated with honors from Yale University and received my medical doctorate from the Medical College of Georgia. I spent 16 years as a professor of surgery and pediatrics and chairman of cardiothoracic surgery at the world-famous Loma Linda University School of Medicine. Along with my former partner, Leonard Bailey, I performed more infant and pediatric heart transplants than any other doctor in the world. I'm the inventor of the Gundry retrograde cardioplegia cannula, one of the most widely used devices to keep the human heart alive during open heart surgery. I was one of the original 20 surgeons who tested the world's first artificial heart and one of the first to use robots in surgery. But you may know me better from my appearances on shows such as Dr. Oz or interviews on news channels across America. People come to me when they've been everywhere. Harvard, the Mayo Clinic, Stanford, UCLA, and they still can't find answers. And that's why, after 16 years as chief of heart surgery, I left my position at Loma Linda University School of Medicine. I realized that much of what I had learned, much of what we were telling patients, was flat out wrong. Specifically, my research showed that many of the conditions I was treating, weight gain, poor circulation, deteriorating health, heart issues, even mental decline, they were all starting in a place nobody was talking about, the gut. We all knew that poor intestinal health could lead to digestive discomfort, constipation, irritable bowels, and heartburn. But how could a malfunctioning gut lead to problems with your skin, your weight, your energy, your joints, your heart, and even your brain? Back then, nobody was asking the question. But today, thanks to years of research, we finally have the answer. You see, our GI tracts are very long, but they're also very thin. The lining of your intestines is actually just one cell thick, which is basically the thinnest thing that you can imagine. Because these gut walls are so thin, they can sometimes tear. And certain things are especially good at causing tears. The worst of these are called lectins. Lectins are sharp, nasty little proteins found in certain kinds of food. Do you know what else has happened since 1970? The obesity rate has more than tripled. The diabetes rate has skyrocketed 800%. An astounding 70% of Americans are now considered overweight or obese, and I was one of them. Once I realized the importance of a healthy gut, I began to look at sickness in a completely different way. I was convinced that by unlocking the secrets of a renewed gut, we could find a sort of master key to better health and a longer, happier life. And perhaps the most important piece of the puzzle came when I began studying what researchers refer to as the blue zones. A blue zone is a nickname for the 5 places in the world that contain the most centenarians, people over 100 years old, of anywhere in the world. These locations are the Italian island of Sardinia, Okinawa, Japan, Loma Linda, California, where I once lived and worked as a professor at Loma Linda University, the Nicoya Peninsula of Costa Rica, the Greek island of Icaria, and in my research, I've identified 2 additional regions of super longevity, the Catavans in Papua New Guinea and the residents of Acciaroli, a small town south of Naples, Italy. You might think researchers discovered these people are all eating the same diet or living similar lifestyles. Actually, the opposite is true. Just look at the differences. The Acciarolis eat fish and anchovies, huge amounts of rosemary and olive oil, drink a lot of wine, and eat no bread or pasta. Okay, so fish is good and bread is bad, right? Well, the Sardinians with extreme longevity live in the mountains, so they eat no fish, but they have goat cheese and goat meat and actually eat lots of bread. Now, the Nicoyan don't have fish or bread. Their staples include corn tortillas, beans, and rice. The Catavans smoke tobacco like fiends and eat huge amounts of taro root, which is a carb, and coconut, which is a saturated fat. Yet, they are very skinny, have never had a documented heart attack or stroke, and regularly live into their 90s, without medical care, I might add. You can see why researchers have no idea what makes these people live so long. They couldn't be more different from each other. But I was surprised to learn that of all the research people had done on blue zone lifestyles, nobody had studied one important area. That's right, their gut health. You see, my own research and that of others has shown that gut health is correlated with long life. In 2017, my colleagues at King's College London discovered that people with Alzheimer's disease showed significant amounts of bad bacteria in their guts, and that it might actually be the bad bacteria causing the brain problems, not the other way around. And in one of the largest human gut studies of all time, over 1,000 healthy people from China were analyzed by researchers at Western University in Canada. This included young people, middle-aged people, elderly people, including a group of super-agers who were over 90 but still in fantastic health. What the researchers found in the guts of these super-agers was shocking. According to Dr. Greg Glore, the lead investigator, the main conclusion is that if you are ridiculously healthy and 90 years old, your gut microbiota is not that different from a healthy 30-year-old in the same population. That's right, the 90-year-old's secret wasn't just good genes or surgeries to make them look young, it was that their guts were young. Now, back to the people living in the blue zones. When I looked closely at their lifestyles and compared it to my own research on gut health, I began to notice something that nobody else had seen. Firstly, many of these cultures eat foods that contain lectins. But when I studied their diets, I found something extraordinary. Each culture also eats specific foods that seem to counteract the bad effects from lectins. Let me repeat this because it's very important. Foods with lectins tear holes in our gut and destroy our health. But other foods exist that can help you naturally reverse the damage by actually repairing the gut. Even more amazing, it's not the foods themselves that do it. These foods feed certain bacteria so they can make a compound that helps your body naturally repair itself. And the repairman in your gut is an incredible compound called butyrate. Butyrate is a short-chain fatty acid. It's one of the most important substances in your entire body. In your gut, this superhero is in charge of many things. It's the main source of energy for your gut, fueling all those cells that line your intestines. It neutralizes inflammatory enzymes, meaning it soothes the gut walls. It's a powerful antioxidant, meaning it helps reduce the stress on your cells. But most important of all, butyrate helps strengthen the cells in your gut lining. By nourishing your gut lining, it basically is tightening the junctions that connect every cell of your gut walls. So if the walls have holes or leaks, butyrate comes by like a repairman and helps your cells patch up the holes. But what does all that mean for you? In a landmark 2015 study in Spain, 113 people with digestive discomfort, constipation, diarrhea, and bloating had their gut health compared to 66 healthy controls. The people suffering from digestive issues all had significantly lower levels of butyrate, and the people without digestive issues had very high levels of butyrate. Butyrate was the difference between a healthy and unhealthy gut. Not surprisingly, another study found that supplementing people who suffer from bowel issues not only provided a significant improvement, it worked for 100% of the study participants. Yes, 100%. But it doesn't end there. Butyrate can also support brain health. In fact, a 2011 study in Germany showed butyrate could even provide mental benefits to aging mice. Even better, butyrate can help manage blood sugar levels already within the normal range. So if you're someone who likes to keep an eye on your blood sugar, butyrate is a godsend. Butyrate also produces legendary ketones in the liver, which is not only great for liver health, it's an important aspect of many diets. For instance, you may have heard of the keto diet before, where people give up 100% of their carbs. Why do they do this? Because when they do, their body goes into overdrive producing ketones, helping them lose weight. Well, butyrate produces ketones, all on its own, without giving up carbs. When your gut is weak, these toxins create havoc on our health, storming across our body. But butyrate helps us fix the holes. It soothes the gut walls, and the more you have of it, odds are the better you're going to be. I can tell you, both as a doctor and my own patient, I now consider butyrate to be one of, if not the, most important health boosters in the human body. Okay, so how do we get more butyrate? Well, butyrate is made inside you, and it requires two things. The first thing you need is good bacteria in your gut. You may have heard of these good bacteria before. They're called probiotics. As you may know, your body contains trillions of bacteria. These beneficial bacteria, which we call probiotics, are vital to human health. Damaging the probiotics in your gut has been shown in countless studies to have negative effects on your body. The most well-studied is colorectal cancer. Researchers say that a decrease in good bacteria and an increase in bad bacteria may lead to inflammation that actually creates tumors. In short, an imbalance of beneficial bacteria in the gut is now shown in numerous studies to be a massively important part of human health. On the plus side, increased gut health has been linked to all of the following: slimmer waistlines, reduced cravings for sugar and carbs, improved skin issues, and even more energy. It turns out probiotics make butyrate. But here's the thing no one will tell you. Probiotics alone won't get you butyrate. That's because to make butyrate, the probiotics need fuel. And that fuel is called prebiotics. Prebiotics are what the bacteria eat. This is what most people don't understand about probiotics. They're actually useless without prebiotics. And the more fuel you give your gut bacteria, the more butyrate they can make. And because of this, prebiotics have been shown to support massive health benefits, including all of the following. They reduce food cravings because prebiotic fiber makes you feel full. They soothe your intestinal tract because they create butyrate, the gut wall fixer. They create smoother, more regular bowel movements. Studies show that they help you lose weight. They even have a positive effect on heart health. By supplementing with these two things, I had the two ingredients my gut needed to make butyrate and keep me healthy and happy. That includes getting rid of my achy joints, my fatigue, my brain fog, and best of all, losing 70 pounds of weight and keeping it off for over 20 years and counting. It's all thanks to these potent ingredients, which work because of what I call the three-pronged defense. These lines of defense do three things to help you stop leaky gut. Number 1, boost your probiotic levels, so you have lots of good bacteria. Number 2, boost your prebiotic levels, so your good bacteria have fuel. Number 3, boost butyrate levels, so your body can build an ironclad gut lining.